Welcome back, children. We'll continue our lesson. So, impact of technology. Okay, impact of technology on livelihood. Okay, so in this we discussed already a topic about the technology in agriculture. Okay, in the technological changes in agriculture. Okay, so another aspect is technology and industry and technological changes in service sector. Okay, so about the industry already you have studied about in previous lessons about like handloom weavers. Okay, like Jagatiya's family about they're making the ikat sarees. Okay, and how they are making that sarees and how much they are doing hard work. Okay, and you already knows about that textile industry have the various activities involved in process of making the cloth. Okay, so of course, so textile industry is one of the largest employer after the agriculture in India. Okay, so that means in our India agriculture sectors employs more a number of people, and the next one, okay, so the next one, the textile industry. In the textile industry more number of people used to do work. Okay, so that's why we call as textile industry the second largest employer after the agriculture in India. Okay, so here impact of textile mills. Okay, impact of textile mills. Actually previously when they started the making of the textile, here textile means cloth making. Okay, so when usually they used to make the cloth, they used some looms. Okay, some like pit looms, maggam. So using by that wooden looms they use for the making of the cloth, and then after by the technology involved in it, so they used to make into the, instead of the wooden looms they use the power looms. Okay, and so what was happens, actually before that in each places or else each sheds or else in the families only the people used to be produce the cloth by the using of the loom. Okay, wooden loom, and then give to the mills to be making out the garments. Okay, but what was happen, for that by using in the wooden loom it takes more time to be produce the cloth. But when they introducing of a new technology of the power loom, within days they are producing more meters of the cloth. And so like that what has happened, by introducing of the new technology of power loom in the textile industry, so many people who are doing work on the like wooden loom, okay, and who are making in the houses or else in the small sheds, in the small scale manufacturing places, they all lost their work, they all lost their employment. Okay, so that was created more impact on the people. And here they have given that impact of power looms. Okay, so from in 1940s there were only 40,000 power looms. Okay, and then after nearly 5 lakh power looms units runs with the 23 lakh looms in India, and nearly 50,000 power looms are being operated in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh regions now. Okay, so if you observe here the production of cloth in 1988 and 1989, so by the power looms 55%, and by the hand looms 20%, by the mills 25%, by the hand looms 20%. But comes to the production of cloths in the 2000, here the pie chart. Okay, in the 2010 to 11. So at that time if you see, major portion like a 63% of the cloth are produced by in the power looms. Okay, so that means of what, the power looms are introduced more and more. By using of the power looms they produce the more cloth, and the hand looms 21%, hand looms 16%, and by the mills 21%. So mills declined only somewhat like a 4%, but hand looms also declined 4%. But power loom increased, by the power loom. Okay, so here they have given that decline of hand looms. Okay, so they have given comparison of the changes in number of hand looms unit. If you see the table clearly, you will understand here. Okay, changes in the hand looms. See there in the 19, they have given the states wise also. In the state TS, Gujarat, TS and AP, Gujarat, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab and Tamil Nadu. In this all the states, how much it is there in the 1988 and how much is there in the 2009, they have given clearly. In 1988, TS and in AP, it's have the 5,29,000 handlooms units. And in 2009, it was totally declined, Yes, only 1,24,700. And if you see in all states, okay, and in Tamil Nadu it's have more in 1988, 5,56,000 more than the TS and AP states, right? But that was also declined in 2009, 1,55,000. Okay, so you may guessing some doubts why it was these much became decline. See, actually there are some certain problems faced by the workers in power looms. Okay, so and hand looms also they have faced some problems, and one more due to the, being using by the power looms, they produced more cloths within times. Okay, and they are able to meet the demands of the market. If they use that only hand looms, it takes more time. Okay, so that's why it became decline. And here one more other one is problems faced by the workers in power looms, and compared to the mills and power looms, here they will pay very low salary while mills pay monthly salary. Okay, in the mills workers they usually get the monthly salaries, but in the if they work in the power looms, they get very less salaries. Okay, that means in the power looms, if they work, how much pieces of the cloth they produce, based on that they give the salaries. But in the mills, it's not like that. So monthly wise, they have the given by the salaries to the people. And as well as in the power looms, if it is any days or else if it any times if it is power cut, so on that day they did not give the wages for the workers. So they are going to be loss on that day work. But in the mills, it's not like that. They have the special trade unions also they have. So by the support of the trade unions, they usually get the salaries. Okay. And one study of power loom cluster reported in 2008, that is food insecurity, malnutrition, anemia and other health related problems such as like tuberculosis and asthma and gynecological illness among the women, and houselessness and high dropout rate among children are some of the common challenges confronting power loom workers. These many problems faced by the workers. Okay. And next is about the technological changes in service sector. Okay, technological changes in service sector. So you know what, already I told you that service sector means directly cannot be produced any goods or else any product, but indirectly with the service activity only a good can be produced, or else even the agriculture services also, if they do the service like a plantation and harvesting, okay, so then only the work is to be done, then only the product is to be output, right? So with the involvement of the service sector, then only the work is complete even in the industry and even in the agriculture wise. Okay, so service sector services, okay, service sector, it is an intermediary of being output products. Okay, and even if the industries also, see they have given some of the example like a cotton. So cotton is cultivated and that is need to be transported to the towns and cities. So for that transportation needs transportation is a service, and after all it's taking into the mills or else in the where the textile industries. Okay, so there also some workers work on it, so that is also service. Okay, and as well as the some of the trading activities also. Okay, so in that also all the trading activities also services. Okay, see here services also include some essential activities like not directly helping into production of goods. Okay, service activities not include, it's not also include essential activities. Okay, and not directly help in the production of goods. For example, we require teachers, doctors, lawyers, and those who provide us some administrative services. Okay, and some of the personal services like washing clothes, cooking, cutting hair, and some like making shoes. Okay, and some like accounting works, and in the walk-in banks. These all comes under into the service sector works. Okay, and even look at how the communication services facilitate to the people, and it is making business to be faster and better. Okay, so this is all we call as service sector. And so in this service sector, how that was the technology changes. Okay, see, this change in technology makes communication faster and easily available to all. Yes, of course. So previously, some in 1990s times, okay, at that time, only it was introduced of the, if you want to be communication to some other people, we have to be waited the landline connections. Okay, and if it is connected, then only able to talk, and if it is any problems issued by that landline phone, so you are not able to make the talk with some other. Okay, and especially we are talking about here phone and talking with some far off places. How does it changes? Communication here means the talking between the people even with some far off distance. Okay, so here they have given one of the example. Dharam Vinod is an elderly businessman in Karimnagar. Just like I give an example. Okay, so Dharam Vinod, he was one of the businessman, and he belongs to Karimnagar, and he has been running an automobile shop for more than the 35 years. So what kind of the business? He is running an automobile shop. From how many years? From the 35 years onwards. He sells all kinds of spare parts, and he had a landline phone on which he used to book a trunk call for talking people outside his town. He had to wait in the queue till his call got connected. Sometimes the person with whom he wanted to talk could not be connected. If there was any problem in the line or else in the machine, he had to wait for weeks to get it repaired. Okay, so he is one of the businessman. So he usually talks with some people, but he used to be wait for to get the call connected. If it is any problems in line or else in the machine, so he is not able to connect the call. Okay, so times have changed now. So now everybody can make a calls with very easier. Okay, with very easier. Understand? I think you all knows about this, right? So by using of the mobile phones, we can call not by landlines also. Okay, so later on, first introduced by the landlines. Okay, and 1 rupee some rupee coin boxes. Okay, and later on introduced the landlines by the only government companies like BSNL. Okay, so then later on that in that landline connections also some of new other private companies also introduced, but mostly it was handled by the government companies. So then after they introduced the mobile phones, okay, which is only used for talking, like calling and getting calls. Okay, and later on it is one of the more invention, that a smartphone. Okay, So now we are using the smartphones now. By Lively we can see the persons and talk, right? So these much technology improved. These much technology improved in the communication of the people. Okay, and here they have given number of telephones and mobile connections per 1,000 persons. Sorry, per 100 persons. Okay, so in the 1995, and here the blue mark is given the urban. Okay, here this is the table. Okay, see, blue color they have given that urban areas, and red mark it is in the rural areas, and here on x-axis they have given that years, on y-axis they have given the persons. Okay, so in the 1995 to the 96 there is no rural connection even. Okay, in the urban area only 4 members out of 100. Okay, and in so like that it was improved in 2008 to 9. At that time only in the urban areas it improved more to the 66, and at that time it got the connection in the rural areas also. And in 2011 to 12, so 167, and here in the rural areas 38. Okay, so here number of telephone or mobile connections for 100 persons they have given clearly here. Okay, and see here times have changed now. Mobile phones have come into use, so he contacts any person whenever he wants to make a call, and he make a call and immediately he make a talk with easier and faster. And he uses the mobile for ordering the materials also. Okay, for order some of the materials which he wants to be used in his business now, so he can be order the materials, and he can check the prices and stock, even the delivery also. Okay, and they may use for the even for personal calls to talk with the friends and the relatives. Okay, and this helps him to retain his regular customers. If the customers, if they have any doubts about his services or else any products, so directly they call to that businessman. Within no need of coming to the shop, even within minutes the issue is become solved. Okay, and nowadays the India's telecommunication network is the third largest in the world. Okay, India's telecommunication network is the third largest in the world. That means in the out of the world, okay, in the world countries if we compare, India is the third largest world. So nowadays it is very easy to contact anybody through a phone. Okay, so but this was not so till in 1990s. In 1990s there is no mobile phones like this. At that time only, I told you only landlines were available. Okay, and all over the India the mobile phones have grown from the 50 lakh subscriber in 2001 to over 92.9 crore subscriber by the 2012, and the mobile connections are 20 times more than landlines. Okay, and the changes in the telephone technology has brought down the cost of communication. These changes in the telecommunication so that brought down the cost of the communication. That means cost became decreased. Okay, and first when they have the improved these telecommunications, whoever makes the call and whoever receives calls, they both have to be paid. Okay, they both have to be paid the amount. But later on they changed it to the whoever making the calls, those only have to be paid. Okay, so like that the changes also occurred. See, only a few people showed interest in having a mobile phone. This policy was changed in 2003. Now only those who make calls are required to pay. I told you in 1994, if somebody wished to talk on an online phone for 3 minutes to a person 500 kilometers away, if it is nearby the 500 kilometers away, for talking of the 3 minutes, he used to be spent 28 rupees. Okay, at what times in 1994? He used to spend how much money? 28 rupees. and in 2003 it has came down only with the nearly 2 rupees 40 paisa to 4 rupees 80 paisa. Okay, so in that much was decline of the communication charges. Okay, and new skills and new jobs. That means here the new skills and new jobs, while these changes occurred in the service sector in the communications wise, so there is emerging of new works, new jobs like repairing of mobiles or selling of mobiles and the selling of the mobile accessories. Okay, and selling, giving out the network and maintaining. There is one more new industries like giving telecommunication networks. Okay, so like that, new skills and the new jobs. Here many private companies, including the government-owned ones, provide both landline and mobile connections. Private companies continue to expand their share in telecommunication services. Private companies and public companies both are have the landlines and both are have the giving service that mobile phones. And later on, private sector improved more and more in the telecommunication services. Okay. And many companies are being established in India to manufacture mobile phones handsets. Okay, mobile phones handsets and mobile handsets to more than 80 countries around the world. Okay, the telephone or mobile technology also came up with the need for new skills. Which kind of the new skills? To operate those. Okay, to operate those perfectly. And it created the new jobs for the younger people to work in MNCs like multinational companies and producing some mobile handsets and telephone booths and mobile sales and repairs and recharge and top-up shops. So like this. Okay, and even nowadays by using of the mobile by online banking. Okay, we already learnt in the money and banking lesson now. So through the online banking, so by using of some new online mode of the recharges also we may can done by using of the mobile. Okay, and we may can pay any bills also. Okay, and we may can use in different variations. Even we may can do the work by using of the smartphones nowadays. Right? Yes. This is about impact of technology on livelihood.